Good evening. It's 5:03 p.m. and I call this public meeting to order. I want to thank everyone who is joining us this evening. Want to make a public comment on the items listed under the closed session agenda? Please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each item. Ms. Reardon.
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are required to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusions should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow the speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Okay, thank you. Seeing none, hearing none, I close this public hearing and I adjourn to closed session to discuss items 1A through 1D. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of closed session. 20 p.m. and I call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining in person and by Zoom. We ask those joining us in this evening to please silence your electronic devices not linked to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board, I'd like to remind us all of our mission and vision this evening. Wait, did we do that before the?
We didn't do the
No. We still need to do some roll call pledge allegiance, right?
yeah, it's not on here.
I apologize.
And
Oh, it is afterwards. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not really sure, but let's handle business. This is when we read our vision, our mission to make sure that we're focused on that this evening. So our vision states that Madera Unified will set the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And our mission states that we're committed to creating and sustaining a culture enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that's intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. That's what we're about this evening.
thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Roll call, Ms. Reardon. Reardon, would you please call roll?
Trustee Ahmad.
Here.
Trustee Cortez.
Here.
Trustee Dibert.
Here.
Trustee Fleek.
Here.
Trustee Salazar.
Here.
Clerk Mendoza.
Here.
President Seibert.
Yeah. Thank you. Trustee Mendoza, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
Yes, please stand. Face the flag to the north wall. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Mendoza. Clerk Mendoza. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor Derek Pearl from First Christian Church of Madera. Invite Pastor Pearl to the podium.
Good evening. On behalf of Madera Ministerial Association, thank you again for the continued privilege to pray over Madera Unified School District. Will you join me in prayer, please? Father God, we thank you for this time to gather together. And God, I ask for your hand of wisdom and guidance to be on each district representative. God, I ask as we prepare for the next school year that you would continue to strengthen educators and assistants and custodians and prepare us all for this upcoming school year. God, at the same time, we also lift up the many projects that are going around in the district, that they may be completed on time and give us an opportunity to best serve the students here in Madera. We thank you again for Madera Unified School District and all that it entails. We ask for your continued hand of guidance, and we thank you for listening to our prayers. Amen.
Earl. Item 4, closed session reportable action. Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have none this evening.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Adoption of the agenda. Mrs. Reardon.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda.
Superintendent Lyle, does staff have any items to add or remove from the agenda?
We actually do this evening, sir. We have one. So we'd like to remove or pull item 7D1, 7D14. And that's the approved new risk management technician job description. We'll bring that back to a future agenda after it's workshopped a bit.
Trustees, do you have items to add or delete from the agenda? Okay. Okay, trustee, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda? Modification, no modification. Yeah, yeah. Please state your name when you make the motion and second.
Trustee Dybert, I move to adopt the agenda with the modification noted.
I second the motion.
It been moved by trustee Dybert and seconded by trustee Salazar to adopt the agenda. Specific modifications noted. Mrs. Reardon, please pull the board.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent.
Thank you. Item number 6A, communications. Item 6A1, student and staff recognition. The Madera minutes. Superintendent Lyle.
So President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have highlights. I hope we do have highlights again this week, do we not? Great, because people are back to work and man, there's still a lot happening. So here are those highlights.
We begin this edition of Madera Minutes by looking back at summer learning across the district. Madera Unified held a variety of summer school sessions for students at all grade levels, offering opportunities to strengthen skills, explore new subjects, and get a head start on the upcoming school year. With a focus on academic support, enrichment, and hands-on learning, students stayed engaged and growing all summer long. From laser tag battles to Broadway shows, Madera Unified's summer enrichment program brought fun and learning all summer. The free program offered exciting academic and enrichment opportunities for students across the district, including boxing and folkloric dancing. Athletic camps were also provided at Fresno State, like basketball, baseball, and many other unique camps that kept students of all grade levels active, creative, and inspired. Earlier this month, Madera Unified proudly celebrated the summer graduation of over 30 students from 5 high schools at Matilda Torres High School. Surrounded by family, staff, and district leaders, these students were honored for their hard work and determination. Congratulations to our summer graduates! In other things, 4 of our Madera FFA students had a strong showing at the California State Fair, earning top placements in rabbits and cavies. Among the top honors, Matthew Machado and Latigo Garlic each received a Golden Bear, one of the highest awards given for excellence in showmanship and animal competition. Also competing at the state fair, Madera Unified Honor Mariachi represented the district proudly at the Youth Mariachi State Competition in Sacramento, competing against groups from 9 counties and performing exceptionally well. And finally, MUSD leaders and educators, including Associate Superintendent of Educational Services Cheryl Sissel, Area Assistant Superintendent Anthony Catalan, resident teachers and their mentors, traveled to Oaxaca, Mexico. During the trip, they visited an elementary school, a high school, a university, and a language school. They also had the opportunity to learn about the culture and how it is deeply woven into daily life and education. The group returned inspired and plans to incorporate what they learned into their teaching and school communities this year.
Now we go to item 6B, public hearing for visitors to wish on the subject, not on the board agenda. Mrs. Reardon,
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option to ask for speakers to hold their comment until the item is called. Comments on items listed on the public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is opened. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusions should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have any participants to which to address the board at this time.
thank you. Seeing or hearing no one, I close public hearing. We move on to item number 7, consent agenda. This is Reardon.
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless the member of the board or staff requests a specific item to be considered and discussed separately and or removed from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends the approval of all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
I now open the consent agenda for public comment.
If you wish to address the board on an item included on the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion.
Trustee Diver, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Trustee Fleek, all second.
Moved by trustee Divert and seconded by trustee Fleet to approve the consent agenda. There are 3 resolutions in the consent agenda. Mrs. Reardon, please poll the board for the record.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dibert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent.
Thank you. Clerk Mendoza, would you like to help with our retirees?
President Cyber, it would be my pleasure. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the following retirees for their service, not only to Madera Unified, but also for their service and commitment to the Madera community. First off, we have Deborah Taff, bus driver at Transportation, will retire on August 7, 2025, after 32 years of service. Next is Priscilla Torres Nanis, Administrative Assistant 3 at Madera High School, retired on June 14, 2025, after 23 years of service. If you happen to see these folks out and about, thank them for all their service and their commitment to Madera. Back to you, President Seibert.
Thank you, Clerk. Superintendent Lyle, are there any administrative announcements?
There is one, but we'll keep it really brief. Your action tonight approved Special Education Coordinator Amber Collusion. You may remember Amber came to us from the Clovis West area about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago. And she spent a year working with us in the trenches, really learning Madera Unified. And we'll talk more about her when she's in the audience and we can embarrass her in front of her face. But right now she's at home mending because she's not feeling real well. So we apologize for that, but we'll bring her back so you can continue to associate a name and a face and leadership. So thank you.
Thank you and congratulations to Miss Cal Use.
Solution.
A little hard for me. Okay, item number 8, information reports. 8A, union time. At this time, I invite the presidents of unions to address the board. Mr. Holder. Okay. Else? Okay. Thank you. Item number 9, superintendent's time.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, summer school graduation was held on the 2nd of July over at Torres, and we had a total of 38 students graduate. And helping those students cross the finish line after a 13-year journey provides a lot of dignity that those students have earned. So I want to thank all the people that put that ceremony together, thank the trustees who attended to, add their presence and honor to the event. And we wish those 36 graduates or 38 graduates all the best. Really proud of them for finishing the journey, even if it took one extra step. We've ended our 4-10s work schedule. We gave that a try again this year, and we're back to business as usual. So the office is open. I know it doesn't necessarily look that way when you have a parking lot outside all torn up. Our colleagues were able to get away from work one extra day as a result and get some 3-day weekends to recharge a bit. And the reviews on some levels people really appreciate it. On other levels, those 10-hour days can be tough. And so we'll do some reflecting and some learning on that, and we'll bring back our best recommendation for the future. But I want to thank you for giving us the chance to do that. I know that I appreciated getting a chance to hang out with my 3 little kids and wife at home. And it was kind of nice on a Friday. It was unexpected and felt pretty good. I also want to share with the board that we had our annual executive cabinet retreat over at MTech last week. We discussed how to further the board's vision and create the kinds of learning experiences that disrupt traditional expectations and have been proven to lower our students. They have been in the past provided expectations that were lower than our students' potential. So we discussed how to push our students to be more independent, more curious, more creative, and engage in their learning, all things that match our LCAP goals. So we're, I think, situated for a really great year of work. And to make that work happen, the leadership team led by Assistant Superintendent Rodriguez has put together a really strong academy for 2025. It's focused on multi-tiered systems of support. This is not another set of systems. This is a clinical approach to meeting students' needs when they arise for as long as needed, but not longer than necessary. We consider this a platform upon which all aspects of education and support services operate, so that all means each. And we'll talk more about that as time goes on, but the MTSS concept is enshrined in Ed Code, and it is time that we utilize it to its fullest extent. That requires a lot of training, and in some cases, a lot of retraining. I want to thank the team that's put that together and worked so hard. We have Ms. Sissel and Mr. Marshall who've put their forces together to put this to build a system, a set of systems and a platform that really helps all of us. So I want to thank them out loud for that. And also I want to welcome Lorena, and we've got to hear her voice on the microphone for probably the first time, at least in this capacity, but Lorena is no stranger to the work of this district office and has been a consummate problem solver for how many years now, Lorena? Tell the truth.
Probably since 14 at the district office.
So since
So,
2014.
right.
So more than 10 years. And this is about the only aspect of the work in this office that you haven't done. So welcome, you're going to do fine.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item 10, new business. Item 10A, human resources. Item 10A. 1, approve the tentative agreement between Madera Unified School District and the California School Employees Association and Madera Chapter number 169 related to the 2025 reopener collective bargaining agreement negotiations. Superintendent Lyle.
President Cyber Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have this dapper fellow here at the podium ready to address you, Assistant Superintendent. I know you look right over at Mr. Holder for that.
Of course,
I know that's
he
where that,
usually,
that's where that usually goes.
every
but-
day addresses me for
But
sure.
Mr. Aiello, today you win.
Thank you,
you're on,
Superintendent
sir.
Lyle. Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Trustee Superintendent Lyle. Tonight, we are seeking your approval for a tentative agreement between Madera Unified and CSCA. Within our tentative agreement, as you recall, we had 4 articles that were open this year. The first article was leaves. And within that article, we focused on maternity leave and paternity leave and cleaning up that language. There's also new language for reproductive loss that we wanted to make sure we were in compliance with. We also updated to ensure that the bereavement leave matches the state requirements. And so we worked through that whole process there. We also opened up and worked through and negotiated the article of transfers. And with that process, we clearly defined how the transfer process would work, who will be overseeing certain areas, and specifically identified what criteria would be used in order for someone to qualify for a transfer. And so that was cleaned up as well. We also worked through the discipline article, where we made sure that the probationary and permit status timeline was correct, which is 130 days or 6 months, whatever is longer. And then we also clearly defined the role the district would play in the job abandonment process. And so that was updated as well. And the last article was transportation. And we worked through some language, we had some cleanup. We also addressed some of the concerns of trips that happen outside the school day. And so that's all there before you. And then the last item was a 4% salary increase ongoing for our CSA members, and it will be retroed back to July 1st of 2024. So at this point, I would entertain any questions you may have, but we're seeking approval for a tentative agreement, which was signed on June 17, 2025 between Madera Unified and CSCA.
Board.
Real quick question. So the retroactive pay, is it going to be like one lump check or is it going to be broken up or, because they're going to be SOC protected?
If this is approved, the plan is it will be run on the supplemental run on August 8th, and it'll be one check. And then the 4% will be seen at the end of the month on the regular check ongoing.
I open this item up for public comment. Mrs. Reardon.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. Click on the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach this podium or appear on our screen.
Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Board Trustees, Superintendent Lyle. My name is Sherry Giddens. I'm the CSEA Chapter President. I felt it was important for me to be here tonight to speak about our recent negotiations and the tentative agreement before you tonight. First and foremost, I'd like to express my gratitude to my negotiations team, Erica Perez, Lydia Rubio, Tim Rodriguez, Tanya Foster, James Hudson, Eric Madsen, and our labor representative, Linda Gonzalez. My utmost respect to the district team, Deputy Superintendent Schwartz, CFO Garcia, Assistant Superintendent Aiello, and HR Officer Mesa. Both teams came to the table with an open mind and truly bargained in good faith. We were able to compromise at times and ultimately agreed to language that both sides felt was fair and sustainable. Our team waited late to start the process this year on the reopener because we predicted with the current landscape that certain variables might change that would affect bargaining. We were right, and even after beginning, variables continued to change. We as a team had to pivot and decide what was the most important to us and our members. We recognize that our members, those two things determined to be the top priority were job preservation and our health and welfare benefits. We recognize that our members do an excellent job for the students of Madera Unified and have earned a raise. But we also realize that it's not just about what we feel is earned, but about what can be sustained. In order for us to bargain our top priorities, we have to work for a district that remains fiscally solvent. The balance of these things is a heavy weight, and my team remained focused on doing what we felt was in the best interest of all classified staff. It can't go without mentioning that our team wants to thank all of the members who showed up to meetings to engage in conversations about the process of negotiations. Yes, money for some may be the most obvious way for people to feel appreciated, but from my seat, I've seen a tremendous shift in the way classified staff are treated. District leadership and administrators no longer dread meeting with union leadership and always work with us on issues to do what's best for our members. Knowing that I can come to district leadership with issues and work together for resolutions is key for my union members. It no longer feels like a competition between district leadership and the union, but a collaborative team working together. We don't always agree, but everything is handled with respect for each other and our classified employees. Members don't always see it, but I want them to know they are appreciated. Thank you for your time and consideration.
You. No one else?
President Seibert, we do not have any other participants who wish to address the board at this time.
You. At this time, I close public comment. Trustee, do you have any questions for staff? Okay. Do I have a motion and a second to approve item number 10A1? State your name when making the motion. And
President.
the person seconding the motion.
President Seibert, I so move the motion to approve the tentative agreement between Madera Unified School District and California School Employee Association and its Madera chapter number 169 related to the 24-25 reopener collective bargaining agreement negotiations.
Clerk Mendoza, I second it.
Moved by trustee Salazar and seconded by trustee Mendoza to approve item number 10A1. Mrs. Reardon, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez.
Yes.
Trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Flake,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent.
Move on to item number 10A2. Approval of the Me Too salary increase between the Madera Unified School District and the unrepresented confidential group. The salary schedule increase of 4% for 2024-2025 school year. President Lyle.
So President Cyber, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board, you just got to hear some really eloquent, heartfelt words from our union president for our support staff. And as a former support staff member, I can tell you that it matters to us that our support staff feels supported by leadership. Having been one and known the difference they make, we recognize that that difference is crucial to the support that our schools need and the guidance our students need and the connection with our community. We even had a chance to promote some of those very people into teacher roles tonight with your action, which is really exciting. And I think that's a fitting way to talk about the unrepresented staff. So Mr. Aiello, if you would.
Well, good evening again, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. As you know, we have a confidential group that are classified members, but serve in a role that they're a part of negotiations and they are identified differently. We felt that it was appropriate that if we were bringing forward a CSCA salary increase, we also brought forward our other classified members that were serving in that confidential role. And so we're requesting tonight approval of a Me Too salary increase for our confidential members that serve in the superintendent's office, in the payroll business office, and the human resource office. There's 7 individuals.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent Aiello. I open this item up for public comment. Mrs. Burden.
I wish to address the board regarding this item. Please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of the screen. In the reactions window, click on raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen.
Board President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Board Member Superintendent Lyle. There was an old saying that all roads lead to Rome. It seems in Madera Unified, in particular during negotiations, all roads lead to MUTA. It seems that once again, the district will settle with CSEA unrepresented, and I believe next month with SIMBA. And that's fine. I totally respect the associations in this district bargaining, but it seems to be all the time that there is a Me Too clause. We all know why the Me Too clause is there. It ties it to 1,300 MUTA members. So once again, 1,300 MUTA members will do the heavy lifting for every employee in this district. So I don't know, honestly, anymore in my mind, what is more addictive, crack cocaine or the issuance of Me Too clauses in Madera Unified. I hope that the board in the future will consider the option that each association handles their own business. And in the end, not putting it on MUTA members to carry the load for everybody. Thank you.
President Seibert, we do not have any other participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustee, do you have any questions for staff? Seeing none, do I have a motion, a second to approve item number 10A2? State your name when making the motion and second.
Trustee Ahmad make a motion to approve 10A2 as stated.
Clerk Mendoza, I second it.
It's been moved by Trustee Ahmad and seconded by Clerk Mendoza to approve the item number 10A2. Reardon, please hold the board for the record.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent.
Thank you. Item number 11, announcements. Superintendent, do you have any announcements for the board?
Just 3. I want to remind us all that I want to remind anyone who's attending that the Madera County Food Bank Annual Dinner is Thursday, July 24th at Hatfield Hall. Also, we have our strategic action planning day 1, and that'll happen on August 4th, 2025 over at Madera South High School from 8 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. As a refresher to remind us all what that is, we put a plan in the middle of a giant set of tables, and we put all our teacher leaders all the way around it with our administration, and we start responding to what we see in our students' achievement so that our teachers have a real outsized opportunity to influence what we work on every year, put them in a position to be trusted professionals. And our principals are just doing a really strong job of that. And I think the work that's being done in the district office with our executive cabinet leadership, Ms. Sissel, Mr. Rodriguez, and Mr. Marshall being all present so that their teams are helpful, really makes a big difference. So we're trying to really build that sense of camaraderie. And then lastly, we have our very first day of school set for Thursday, August 7th at 2025. I know that is ridiculously early, especially for those of us that remember how we used to start after Labor Day. But we're that early. We're on August 7th of 2025. Just keep that marked on the map. Yeah, and I'm imagining those temperatures too, just like you.
Okay, Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 12, miscellaneous, board, 12A is Board Advisory Committee updates. As we move into advisory committee and board member updates, I invite trustees to briefly share their key highlights of any committee meetings you've attended over the past couple of weeks. These updates should be shared in a summary form, help keep the full board and public informed about the work of our advisory committees and the district initiatives. When sharing your update, please include the date and name of the committee meeting, main topics or issues discussed, important takeaways or actions items, any next steps or upcoming meetings, dates if applicable. Keep our updates concise and focus on informing the broader group. Trustee Ahmad?
Nothing to report at this time, thanks.
Trustee Cortez?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Trustee Dybert?
Nothing to report.
Trustee Fleek?
It was a nice, quiet summer. Capital Advisors held Zoom meetings over the budget for the Central California region, and those were pretty interesting. And every time the budget changed, so didn't matter what meeting it was always something different. And this is important, and it is not stated often enough, but thanks to all our Madera Unified School District employees, so many of you work above and beyond your regular job. You truly care about our children, and it is appreciated. Thank you.
I didn't attend any of the committees, but I did check out some of the camps that went out through the different schools, and the like swimming camp, there was the laser tag, there was different digital ones also. So different camps and some of the summer school, and I appreciate all the staff, employees. Thank you for the job you do and making our students welcome, and they really appreciate it. They had fun. I attended the musical of the Pirates musical this past Friday, and the kids had fun. It was short, but the kids had a lot of fun, and that was very good. And the swimming team competitions and all of that the students different, they went to federal state with the basketball and so there was very good that we took into consideration the different experiences these students could have that maybe they never would have been able to have. Thank you very much.
President Seibert, nothing to report.
I don't have anything to report. Thank you, trustees. Future agenda items. Do you have any items you would like the board leadership to consider for future board meetings? Trustees? No?
I think we talked about it briefly, but setting our goals. We have new goals to set for we're going to direct our school district, and based on the strategic planning that our staff and administration is going to have in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks. But we need to set our goals for the Madera Unified School District as trustees.
Item number 13, advanced planning. The board wants to have a closed session meeting. 29th, is it? Huh? 29th, Tuesday. Okay. Will we go or the evaluation?
That's July 29th.
Okay. Yeah. Next regular board meeting is scheduled for August 12th. Item number 14, adjournment. It is 7:57 p.m. and I adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending the board meeting.